The year is 1799, and Napoleon is invading Egypt, and he's trying to have this great military conquest, but it's just not going as well as he would like. And while they're there, the French realize that, hey, look at all these hieroglyphics that are on the monuments and the obelisks. Doesn't anybody understand what this means? For centuries, the hieroglyphic language was unintelligible. It was lost to mankind. The universal patrimony of Egyptian hieroglyphics was ununderstandable. And it kind of reminds me of today's first reading, where we have Eve, who listens to the voice of Satan and becomes deaf to God and deaf to God's message. And we're kind of similar. We've lost the capacity to see God and his speech and his message in creation, in people around us, in the events that happen in our lives. Because when Eve decided to listen to Satan, it's kind of like changing frequency on your radio or on your walkie-talkie. When she was so in tune to God beforehand, when she decides to listen to Satan, she changes that frequency. And now she only hears the negative, and she can't see God and his wonderful message. We're a lot like that today, but there is good news. Because in 1799, although Napoleon's military mission was unsuccessful, there was a huge breakthrough for mankind, because Pierre-François Bouchard, who was one of the soldiers under Napoleon, found a tremendous breakthrough in what we now call the Rosetta Stone. No one could understand hieroglyphics. We were deaf to the Egyptian language, but when they found this Rosetta Stone, what they found was a stone divided in 3 parts, which was an edict from one of the pharaohs century before Christ. And on this stone, there were 3 languages, and each of these languages communicated the same message. The very topmost was written in hieroglyphics, and the very bottommost was written in Greek. And then with this stone, we finally had a dictionary, a way to understand what hieroglyphics meant. And this is the gospel of today. In the gospel today, we have Jesus Christ, who finds this man who is deaf and dumb, who can't hear, who is not in tune with society around himself, who is kind of in interior darkness with his incapacity to communicate. And Christ comes, and he touches the ears and he touches the mouth of this man, who is then open to a new reality. And Jesus Christ is our Rosetta Stone. If we can link up with Christ, if we let him touch our lives, we'll be able to hear God's message and see his action in our lives in all the things that happen around us. Pray to God that he gives us that grace to be able to interpret reality according to Jesus Christ, the Rosetta Stone.